Hello. I think it might be working. Is it working? Please, God, let it be working. Oh, yes. I think it might be
Hallelujah.
working. Fantastic. Fantastico. Hello, Alex. Thank you all so much for joining and watching the James Swallow interview. How amazing was that? We're going to have to get through our daily daily prayers fairly quickly. So, as usual, my one-eyed Pew Pew is here to save the day because we are lighting a candle, as usual, as is tradition. And I went to the Warhammer shop in Tottenham Court Road, and I have already smelt all these candles with Arbiter Ian. I smelt them all again. And I bought myself a Dark Angels Tallow, the scent of faith, which is really lovely. It smells very powdery, very floral. I want to say rose freesia jasmine. I'm literally f throwing those across the I have no idea. It's very floral. It's gorgeous. Somewhere I've got a list of all the different scents of the candles and what they are. So we're going to have an official Warhammer 12 quid candle going today, which I'm very excited about. I've got my new book, which I published recently, The Story of the Company That Came Before Lush. And I have my Iron Sultanate Trench Crusade Velcro patch because we just finished working on that. And fans of Blood Bowl and Age of Sigmar will be very, very, very excited to know that Jervis Johnson himself has done me a recommendation on LinkedIn because he worked on Trench Crusade too and continues to do so. How exciting is that? So here we go, gotta go, go, go. Hello, Twining into hello, Tony Holton, hello, Aztec, and hello, Alex. So we've got our very special Dark Angels candle here. Uh, I'm sure you'll all be able to tell me why this image is on the back. What is the picture on our right of Will? Well, to the left of Will, we have a hobbit hole, which was painted by a artist I met at Dragon Meet. I did give him a credit at the time, but I don't have his name to hand now. I'll have to look back through a video and see. The artist was very nice, but really singularly unimpressed. And to the left of Will Wheaton, we've got Warhammer Adventures Attack of the Necron, which I'd love to play one day. I might try and play that with my nieces. Anyway, hello Kent, willkommen, willkommen. We have the amazing Josh waiting in the Zoom room, and it would be rather rude to keep him there for much longer. I'm so excited to talk to him. So basically, Josh runs a games company called Black Armada Games. You may have heard of one of their games, Lovecraft-esque, because you lot love your Cthulhu horror, creepy shit. Oh, did I swear? Apologies for the swear. And yeah, Josh and Becky are two wonderful humans. They let me stay with them for Games Expo, and yeah, Becky is rather amazing. I did an interview with her about a werewolf game she'd written, Wolf Bites, I want to say, but I'm getting all flustered because I need to get Josh in the room. So Josh can talk a bit more about this. So everyone be nice. He's in the waiting room. Let's get him in. And hopefully we can do this so we can be seen at the same time. There's a specific view I need, I believe. But we'll have to see, won't we? As you all know, my Zoom foo is low, low, low. Uh, Hopefully, Josh will be able to come in here. I can see it's joining. Yay! I can see Josh is appearing in the room.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, we hear your voice.
What's going on? It wants me to do something with Zoom. Go away. There we are. That's better.
The tech, whatever they are. What are they called? Those
The tech
creatures.
priests.
The Mechanicus.
The
There are.
Omnissiah is trying to let me in.
Come on, have you done your, have you done your the correct machine prayers and sacrificed a
I
servitor?
don't think I can have. Something's definitely not right. I can see you and hear you though, so that's good.
It's very. Is this like the black of the Black Armada?
Yeah, so what it's a big white box that's over your face. I can't get rid of it.
I should be so lucky. Right. Well, let's figure this out. If you need to go out and come back in, we.
Nah, you're right. As long as you can, as long as everything seems all right to you and you can hear me, I will like peer around the weird little boxes that I've got.
Well, we can't see you. We just see a
Oh,
black.
can't you?
No.
Ah,
No.
right, okay. Let me then in that case I will leave and come back. Give me a moment.
Maybe your camera might be on other things. You
I
might need to
don't
do.
I might have made a mistake by opening the YouTube channel to watch you in the run up to join to joining. Let me just I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna come back. I'll be back in two
Yeah.
seconds.
We'll keep trying. We'll keep
Yeah.
trying. Um, so hello to everybody who's just come over from seeing James Swallow. Wasn't he fabulous? Absolutely glorious man. And I'm so angry that I have to wait so long in the heresy to talk to him. So I think I'm going to try and read some of James Swallow's 40K Blood Angel novels. It's a bit of a commitment, but I love James. Would take a bullet for James Swallow. If no one invites us to the Black Library Authors Christmas, I am thinking of booking a table for me and James, and we'll go and have a Christmas roast and some curly fries. How lovely would that be? Having said that, how busy do you reckon Bugman's is over Christmas? And imagine if that's the first time I go there. That'll be rather intense. So I'm back on my own. David Gibb, evening all. I've just woken up for a nap. Will says, glad to see you're staying alive, brother Gibb. As are we all. Tony says, turn on the light. Aztec says, text adepts, incense, sacred machine oils. For those of you who've just arrived, we are burning an official Warhammer scented candle. Dark Angel's Tallow, the scent of faith. Really yummy. I was so torn because the Tau one's gorgeous and coconutty and smells like a holiday. Look at those little seraphim on a Dark Angel. Yeah, there were three I could have bought. Kent says, Mira, did you make a vlog or similar of your trip to Finland and the event where you played Trench Crusade? I still have not properly played Trench Crusade. Um, I didn't really make a blog of it. If I'm honest, I found it to be an amazing, exciting experience, but slightly overwhelming because I am in the same place as Mike Francina, James Sheriff, and Thomas Pirinen, and my friend Alex, who I absolutely adore and I kind of hero worship a little bit, and all the other Trench Crusade crew. And I got to meet Thomas's wife and daughter. So yeah, I wasn't in full mirror manga mode and effect. I mean, just walking around being at the Ropacon was enough without like having my selfie stick and my tripod and all the things. Speaking of which, I will plan for it better if we go back to Ropacon next year. David Gibbs says, far too much adulting last week. I've been knackered all weekend. That's no good. That's no good. Right. I still don't see the lovely uh Josh appearing. So what say we do a poem? I did a massive tidy up in here because I've got a new PC. Uh Mostly I bought the new PC so you lot would stop nagging me to play Rogue Trader. So I've now got a computer I can play it on. But yeah, found the pill. So let's have a quick spot of poetry while we're waiting for Josh to fix up his camera. Fan mode in Finland, exactly, Tony. But I don't know, for those of you who missed it, if you look on my LinkedIn at the recommendations, Jervis Johnson of Blood Bowl and Age of Sigmar, among many other things, has written me the kindest, nicest, most lovely recommendation ever. Josh is back. Let's admit him. Our poem says, when I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. By Audrey Lorde. Carpe diem. Seize the day. When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I'm afraid. That's a lovely one, isn't it? To go into this chat with. We won't be afraid of the machine spirits. They're going to make it work. I'm very excited to introduce you all to Josh. He has a marvelous game playing brain and is just an excellent human. So I'm very excited for you to get to meet him too. I can see that Zoom is letting him enter very slowly. We don't normally have these kind of technical problems on the other end. It's normally me mucking it up. Dave says, had the EHO in work? The garage for my car, insurance company, doctors, dentists, and the TV license people. David Gibb, have you been watching without a license? Breaking the law, breaking the law. Crikey. I could never. I'm so scared of getting into trouble. Honestly, people like Mira, stop. You do too much. You're going to admit to a bank robbery one day because I'm so worried I'm doing the wrong thing. But yeah, so it says Josh is joining. I think Zoom's just being a bit rubbish. Oh, and the cat was fighting some foxes. Now that's really scary. I don't like that. That's not okay. I hope you get to have a nice sleep, at least. You did post some Finland photos on Instagram. That's how I ended joining on there to see them. Oh, Tony, that's lovely. Send me a message, Tony, so I can follow you. Gary says, that's a miserable week. It absolutely is, David. We're all going to send you lots and lots of love. Let me send you some reacts. Do you remember when I used to be able to do stuff like this and things would happen? Have completely lost that ability. Gutted. Somebody's fixed something somewhere in a bad way. Ooh, come back, emoji. Screen. So Josh is gone again. Let me just check Slack and see if he's saying anything. Admitting the bank robbery or a bank robbery? I I can imagine if someone asked me to do a bank robbery, I would just wet my pants. David said, I cancelled it because I don't watch TV. I let the license guy in and he was fine. I don't need a license. Oh, so you don't watch couples therapy on BBC One? It's one of my faves. What else do I watch on the Beeb? A few things here and there, a few things. I don't know what's going on with Josh. Josh is all well. I think I also have Josh on WhatsApp. So I stayed with Becky and Josh for Games Expo. They have the loveliest home and two cats, which is nice. Are you doing okay, Josh? Josh, are you okay? Alrighty. You already have followed me there. Oh, yes, you're Eldar. Thank you, Tony. If you commit crimes, says Will, don't talk about your crimes. It's super simple, people. Oh my God, David said he checked the BBC iPlayer for previously watched and continue watching. That is deep. That is, I didn't know they would do that. That's the first I've ever heard of anything like that. Well, let me see if I can at least start presenting some of the cool stuff that Josh is into. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, Josh might have to restart. Try restarting your computer because I let you in and then it just said joining for ages and then you dropped out again. I'm just trying to think of another way we could chat on the internet over YouTube, but I'm not really sure other than Zoom. Okay, so let's see if I can share this video with you, my YouTube viewers. Hopefully you can all see my screen. So hopefully you all got to hear that. Uh, but that is kind of what we're dealing with. And I was very, very lucky. Oh, I think it's gone silent. You guys didn't get to hear the sound, which is quite cool. Tony says, I did see the ads for this RPG on Facebook. Very cool. Yeah, so I got to play a play test, which was really, really, really early on. I think, yeah, I think Josh was actually working out what the rules would be at the time of playing. So that's always really cool. Um, so hopefully you all got to hear. One of the things that's happened through doing this channel and working on 28 Mag and Weird Science and Trench Crusade is that I get this super privileged position of hearing about amazing, incredible things coming up that are very, very new. So yeah, I feel like a little lucky. Okay, see, Josh is in the waiting room again. We're going to admit him. Come on, Joshy, we can do this. Okay, it says he is joining. Yay! Okay,
Did it work?
it did work. I still can't see your beautiful face. That's the only thing.
Ooh.
Hang on.
Oh, hang on. If I click, yeah, start video. Yeah!
Yay!
Oh my God. It works. The
That was so
technology
dramatic.
works.
Yes, I we just played the little teaser video from your Kickstarter.
Nice.
Everybody got to see the nice graphics and everything. So I just want to try and lock in this view so people can see us talking at the same time. Um, historically, regular viewers will know I have a nightmare with Zoom, and it's always on my side. So thank you so much for one.
Yeah, you're not the only one who gets screwed over by the tech. You should try StreamYard Mirror. Like I don't think I've ever had a problem with it, so it's worth a go.
I know, but then you have a big stream yard in your thingamabob, and I trying to get it into the
What
YouTube
don't you
schedule.
like ducks?
Ducks.
Isn't it a duck, the StreamYard? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think because I've got used to Zoom, but that doesn't mean I should stick with it because I'm used to it. I should definitely give.
Especially if it keeps messing up.
Yeah. Well, on my side, it's normally operator error. So
Well, it could be on my side, I guess. Like, who knows?
Happy Haribo says, Hi, Gary. And Gary says, Hi, Happy Haribo. We've got quite a friendly chat room tonight, and they're all saying hello to each other. So everyone can now say hello to Josh. So, Josh, I've kind of said what you do, what you and Becky do in a very clumsy way, but what I'd love to know is when and why and how did you start Black Armada? And was it just you and Becky at the beginning, or was it just you, or how did that all work?
Yeah. Oh, it's a fun story. We sat down with our friend Martin, who was there at the inception. We just sort of said, well, we all like writing and playing games, so why on earth aren't we, making them and putting them out there? And yeah, we just started making games for free, as I recall. Like Becky made a cool game about the kids from Narnia growing up and being traumatized by how nobody believes them. And, once upon a time, horrible things were done to them by a witch in a fantasy kingdom, which is now published in a book by Pelgrane Press. But that's when the dark is gone. I wrote a game called Disaster Strikes, which is about creating your own disaster movie. And we just sort of got started just bashing stuff together and sticking it on the internet. But yeah, Martin did not continue with it. We did, and here we are.
And is Martin still alive today?
He is still alive. We didn't kill him, even though he abandoned our gaming business. But who knows? Maybe he will return to the fray at some point.
Well, that was very merciful of you.
Yeah.
And
I usually kill people who betray me in that way, so just
yeah,
watch out.
it's why you need that big garden, and I'm really here for it. So the other
To
thing,
bury people, you mean?
Mhm. We know where
Uh-huh.
the bits are.
Well,
It's
why do you
kitchen.
think we've got like a giant trampoline out there is so that nobody thinks to look underneath it?
I knew it as I was bouncing. I could feel like the sh like bone
Hmm.
shaking.
Yep.
So I know in particular you've done one pamphlet, which is Warhammer,
That
uh,
is true. Yeah, I sent it
Daily
to you.
Free, which is very cute. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Grimbark. Yeah,
Grimbark! Woo, woo, woo!
Grimbark. Like all the best games, Grimbark just came out of a pun, obviously. You can
Yep.
see that. You play power armored, good doggos who are protecting their master, the slumbering emperor of mankind, from all the threats that you would expect. You've got your squirrels, you've got other dogs, you've got cats, hoovers, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, y- a, a typical game of Grimbark involves obviously your dogs are kind of stupid. Um, you create them like you would a set of Space Marines. You choose what chapter they're from. You give them ridiculous weapons, and they use them to, you know, fire a rocket launcher at the neighbor's tree or whatever. It's
I,
always very bad. And then the Emperor always comes at the end and judges them for how they've done.
oh, I love that. And I really want to show everybody the little illustration. So unfortunately, I can't. Oh, hi, Lena. Come on in. Unfortunately, I can't show the whole screen because my computer's lagging. But this is the Grimbark dog, which is an ultramarine, if I'm identifying correctly, Josh.
I
Was
mean,
that
it's
a tr
got a paw on its pauldron, so I don't know if it is.
Oh
Is
gosh,
it?
is it
Perhaps
chaos
it's a
then?
space wolf. I think it might be a space wolf.
Space wolves are white, aren't they? Oh, I don't
Well, they
know.
used to be blue. Well, they used to be a kind of pastel blue, as I recall. Well, I had a friend who was a space wolf collector, so I got to know them. But I'm sure I didn't just make up some random colors. That was probably a very deliberate choice of some kind.
I still haven't learned my Legion colours. That just shows my ignorance. But Grimbark, yes, and everybody in this chat seems to love dogs and seems to love Warhammer. So it's the best thing. David Gibb has written Space Wolf. So there we go. Thank you, David Gibb.
Yeah.
David Gibb also, after our chat about your garden, said Brookside because they famously had a body under the patio in that soap opera.
Oh God, I'd forgotten that existed.
Yeah.
Long time
Sorry,
ago.
sorry, Josh, your garden is a trope.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah.
But the next thing I want to talk about is when um I came to Games Expo with you and Becky, and you had the best stand in my opinion because it was on the corner of a really busy hall and there were loads of fun games on it. Some from our friend Nick, who we play games with occasionally,
Yeah.
and you had tentacles on your stall.
Yeah, my lovely tentacles.
Yes, and this is because of another of your fab games, which also I love because you get to use a UV torch with it sometimes. So could you tell me a little bit about Lovecraft, can you say it for me?
Lovecraft-esque.
Yep, two.
Yes.
Because
Uh,
lots of people on the channel love Cthulhu, they love creepiness, they love tentacles, so yeah.
yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so it is a TTRPG, but it comes in a box with cards. So like if you look at it, you might think it was a board game, but it's not, unless you prefer board games, in which case, of course, it is a board game, not one of
Yes.
those scary TTRPGs. Um, you create a Eldritch horror style story from scratch using prompts on cards. You take turns to be kind of like the GM. So, and nobody knows where the story is going to end right from the beginning. No prep required. You start, you draw cards, you make stuff up. By the end, you've come up with an Eldritch tale, um, and none of you knew where it was going to end up until until it happened. You
Mm.
also, exciting thing, I think, you share one character which you rotate around the group. So this is the reason for that is if you actually read the stories of Lovecraft or other classic Eldritch tale writers, it's always about like one character who has stumbled upon something awful. It's never about a party of adventurers or like people who have guns or anything like that. It's always some hapless person who finds themselves in a basement. They're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then, an elder god pokes the head out through the fireplace or something. Um, okay, maybe not that, but you get the
No, I
idea.
like that. I like.
That's the kind of thing that might happen to you in Lovecraft-esque. So yeah, it guides you through the structure of a classic Eldritch story, and that structure then kind of makes sure that you're going to get a story that feels satisfying at the end. You get the kind of slow build up, the gradually revealing of the horror, and then suddenly the kind of plunging into darkness as the tension goes up, and then eventually the encounter with something truly awful. And probably your character ends up dead or mad or just horribly depressed about how they can never change the fact the world is awful.
Oh my God. So yeah, if you get the last one, it's like day-to-day life in the UK at present. So that's lovely.
Totes. Yeah. And it does
Uh,
have a UV torch, like you say. So it's got hidden art in the
yes.
game. You can only see it with the special torch, which is supplied with the game. Batteries not included. I apologize. You do have to actually buy the batteries. I couldn't put them in there because it might make the box explode, apparently.
Oof,
Um, yeah, but they're like, it's very cool.
that's too exciting. And the other thing is, one of the wonderful things about having a game developer on the YouTube channel is that you actually do all the things from having the idea, realizing it in cardboard and, paper, books. And then you also go and do these game shows. So Expo was one. I know you've flown to Italy before. So
That's
what,
true.
yeah, so really you get to do all of this process. And I know it's really, really hard work, but for some people, I think this would be an absolute dream. So, what is your favorite part of the game building process?
Oh, wow. I always say my favorite part is getting to commission artists to make pictures of my ideas because that is absolutely amazing. I guess it's maybe I say it's my favorite part because I've already done all the hard stuff. So it's like, this is good. I just say, you make me a picture of, a 12-foot tall gribbly monster eating somebody's head or whatever, and they do it for me, and it's like, yeah, this looks so good. Um, but I suppose I wouldn't be doing it if it weren't for the fact that I absolutely love the process of putting together game mechanics and making something that delivers the experience that I want and creating games that do a thing that I'm not getting from the ones on my shelf.
Hmm.
Um, but that's much harder work than making somebody else make art. So
It is. But I mean, I always have mad respect for people who, like, I could think of a game, like it's flower fairies versus unicorns, but they become friends. And then how the heck do
yeah.
how the heck do you put numbers to it? And, there's something that is called rules balancing and stuff like this.
Mm.
Just when we were playing, which we're going to come on to, the main theme of our chat today, Ex Tenebris, while we were playing it, some things would happen and you'd say, okay, I can see now that we're rolling too much in this area. I'm going to have to adjust and balance for this. Is this something you learn? Are you really, really good at maths? Or is it just an innate thing? How did you figure out how to do that bit?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Has
Like
anyone asked you that question before?
Not in that order, no, definitely not.
Okay.
Um, but I was thinking about this just the other day actually. If I'm not being too blowing of my own trumpet, I
Hmm.
have a very, and bet this is true of Becky as well. I have a very broad and deep knowledge of games. I've been playing games since I was about 10. I have played war games. I have played board games. I have played tabletop role-playing games. I've played LARPs,
Hmm.
including social LARPs and the ones where you wave around rubber swords. I've played traditional D&D style games. I've played hardcore tactical games. I've played narrative games. So I've got like I've learned a lot from that. And you actually can, when you've played enough, you can kind of work out how things are going to go in advance. You can get like 90% of the way there by kind
Mm.
of going, oh, I think this will work. And the remaining 10% is sitting in the session and going, Mira keeps doing this thing. And I didn't mean her to do that thing, so I'm
It's
going to change
ruining
something.
everything. Yeah.
Um, or just like this thing is confusing to people,
Mm.
or this power I've given somebody turns out to be way too good. You pick it up as you go. But that I do think you can write a game that's like 90% good, and that it's that last 10% is you're always going to hear from the people who trip up on that last 10% if you haven't done any playtesting. So play is key.
Okay. Well, I absolutely love that answer. It's almost like the 10,000 hours to master something can be achieved because you've
Mm,
played games probably for 10,000 hours or more.
could be.
Um, Tony has oh God, there's some game suggestions coming in. Happy Haribo says Uber versus Deliveroo on Orc mopeds. Um,
Where's
Tony
my pen?
Tony says Mira's Adventures of Mr. Pew RPG. This is my fire extinguisher that is part of the stream.
Right,
Uh,
Mr. Pew. Okay.
Pew Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert Dibble and Grub.
Grub. Yep.
Yeah. Tony says, is Josh going to be at Dragon Meet in November?
Yes, I am.
Yay!
On the
So
Black Armada stall. Come and find us.
where you will be premiering for its first time, its first year at Dragon Meet, Ex Tenebris.
I
Have
won't actually because it won't have been printed yet, but I
Oh,
will happily talk to people
quick
about
cut
it.
that. Oh, that's bloody old
But it is
Roger,
Lovecraft
my
S.
researcher. Roger the researcher's
Ah,
now
Roger,
found
for
us.
God's sake, you can't trust these researchers. The Lovecraft S will have his first time at Dragon Meet, and that is a very snazzy box you should come and see. Even if you don't want to play the game, you should come and look at the art
And see the tentacles. Because of
and the
course
tentacles. Yeah.
that's very stupid of me because Dragon Meet is literally in like 2 months.
Yeah, I'm not that fast. I
No.
try.
But what we're here to talk about today is the Kickstarter,
Yeah,
which is going off. To be fair,
it
it's
is.
going off. There is money flying in. So yeah, and I learned, well, I was told by you, ex tenebris means out of the darkness in Latin,
It does.
which is very, very Warhammer. Um,
It is. And you know what? I discovered there is a thing called the X. I think that you would actually pronounce it Ex Tenebris, but I've always pronounced it Ex Tenebris. And who wants to be right anyway?
no,
There is something called the Ex Tenebris in Warhammer 40k. I discovered to my
no.
surprise. I don't know what it is. It's like
Someone
a
will tell
dude.
us in the chat. Believe
Yeah.
me, they'll tell us.
I
So
I came up with the name myself. I didn't steal it, honest.
no, of course not. Well, Games Workshop, if you're listening, we definitely didn't steal it. Um,
Absolutely. It's Latin, guys. Come on.
yeah. So, what is your experience? Because obviously this is my Warhammer channel, but I feel there's a big crossover in the weird, wonderful, like grim darkness of your game. Have you had much Warhammer experience? If you had to choose a legion, for instance, would you know which one, or
I
are you?
absolutely would. I'm a Blood Angels guy. Unless I'm playing Chaos, in which case I kind of like them all, and I want the Chaos. I forgot what they used to call it. Chaos United, Chaos Unified, Chaos something. Can't remember.
They'll tell us in the chat.
Yes, I have played a lot of Warhammer in my time. I got started with Warhammer 40k. I've played Fantasy Battle. I've played Manowar. I've played Blood Bowl. I've played Necromunda. I've played the role-playing games, both fantasy and uh, 40k versions. So yeah, I'm all over it. I love it.
Oh, amazing. I've never played a Warhammer 40k role-playing game. I was meant to play with Ian, but I got COVID. We've got two answers. Jim says Ex Tenebris is a relic of the Raven Guard. That's one of my
Ah,
favorites because
yeah,
they're
that sounds right.
emos. An extremely dangerous weapon. This is looking like it's copy and pasted out of the Lexicanum, but thank you, Jim. The extremely dangerous weapon, this bolter is filled with a blast cowl that renders its shots all but silent. Rumor has it that this weapon was forged by Corax. He also, and then Will, who is our resident scientist, says Ex tenebris is actually good Latin, nouns in the ablative and everything. That sounds
Nice.
beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
quite funny as well, by the way, because I have another game in which the bad guys are called the Korax. Again, uh, didn't
Raven
intend to
Guard.
copy.
Raven Guard.
So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe like I read something and then forgot about it. Who knows?
I also learned that Games Workshop has a higher GDP, I don't know if this is correct, a higher income than all of the fishing industry in the UK.
Oh, that sounds plausible. They're in the FTSE whatever 100.
Yeah.
They're really big.
So a
I mean,
company
really
that
big.
big is going to have nicked all the names and ideas and everything.
I'm
So
afraid so. Yeah, yeah.
so let's talk about Ex Tenebris and what was your inspiration around this? Because when we were playing and chatting about it, there are a few influences and cool things that kind of feel. I remember we talked about the expanse a little bit, but tell me about the inspiration for the game and how it came to be.
Yeah, so definitely there is a connection to Warhammer 40K. For 6 years I ran a campaign of Dark Heresy, which
Oh,
is an excellent game. We ran it was really good. We had a group of sort of street level investigators investigating demonic stuff, and then we separately created a team because it was an all-girl group. Apart from me, we created a team of Adeptus Sororitas who would come in and kick ass when the main group couldn't quite hack it. So it was fantastic. But I I never could quite get over the feeling that if you're playing Dark Heresy, you are you're basically like official racism enforcers. You have to hate mutants and things and aliens, which is totally cool and in canon. And like I love the games. I'm not like criticizing anybody here, but I didn't really want to role play doing that. So I kind of switched it up a bit. I messed around with the background because I didn't really want people like playing out that at my table.
mm,
Um, and anyway, fast forward years on, we've written Lovecraft-esque. We really, really like this kind of emergent mystery where you don't have to plan anything at the table. You come with no prep and the game kind of does the work for you. And I wanted to create something in that same kind of genre, but using those kinds of mechanics. Other influences, absolutely loads of them. Aliens, I absolutely love, like the vibes, the horror, the way that the humans are really the bad guys. Um, you know,
yeah.
uh, I've been really enjoying reading the Locked Tomb books, fantastic necromancers in space
Oh,
stories. Those have been folded in. Yoon Ha Lee's Nine Fox Gambit stuff's been folded in. So it's kind of like it's a confluence of sci-fi influences. I really, really love all sorts of
yeah.
different and Dune, loads of different sci-fi, but a lot of it kind of goes back to that Dark Heresy game where I want to recapture what we were doing
Mm,
in that, but with a lighter system and grimdark, but not quite that grimdark.
yeah. Like, yeah, I was going to say Rim Dark, but that would be a worse place.
Ooh, no,
Uh,
that's a different kind of
yeah,
game.
but you can actually play Xenos in this game, can't you?
You sure can. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you get to have all kinds of abilities. Some are quite dangerous to play with. I love that mechanic. Can you talk a little bit about the dark source of magic that exists?
Yeah, so in this game, there is an other world uh, called the Tenebrium, through which spaceships travel. This may be sounding familiar to some people on this call. And there is also where demons dwell, where the souls of the dead go. There's a kind of hint in the background that it's maybe a kind of quantum multiverse thing going on in there, and that there are kind of dark gods lurking there. So it's a whole kind of fantastical realm. You can play the Thanaturge, who is like a kind of necromancer, sorcerer type person who can breach the barrier of the Tenebrium, draw on its dark powers. You can play the seer who can peer into the Tenebrium and look through dreaming and into kind of alternate pasts and futures to glean secrets. And all of your characters, the sorry, I should have said at the beginning, you all work for this organization called Moira. Moira is like the kind of space investigation of the supernatural organization, like the Inquisition, maybe, but not.
Yeah.
You don't exterminate as people. And Moira travels the galaxy through something called the labyrinth, which is like they can kind of shortcut the process of they don't have to fly a spaceship through the Tenebrium. They can walk through one portal on one world, and a few hours later, then they're on another world, and that's like their secret advantage. They're kind of under-resourced. They are scrappy and ragtag, but they have got the ability to essentially teleport between planets, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the name Moira as well. I wonder where the inspiration for that came from. Um,
Well, actually, it's a Greek gods thing.
isn't it?
Yeah, I think I can't remember they're called the Moirim in or something like that in Greek myth. The three, the weavers of fate, the ones who
Oh,
could, yeah, and in fact, as a tip of the hat to that, the people who run Moira in the setting, there are three of them, the custodians of Moira,
the crone, the
the
maiden.
mother and the maiden. Yeah,
Love that. So Will's written Games Workshop is 38% bigger than the UK fishing industry. A good fact.
that's a lot of fish.
I That's a lot of fish. Happy Haribo said fishing PH or fishing with an F, Haribo. Good
Oh,
evening, Jen.
but
Gary
maybe that
said,
too.
yeah. Tony suggested Grim Twilight rather than Grim Dark. Carl King
Hmm.
says cool. David Gibbs says grim, slightly overcast. Will says Tenebrium is a legally distinct dimension. And we're well inspectors on this channel. Our joke is that if we were in a game setting, we would be inspecting the wells for like, sewage breaking into them. And so Tony said we could be dark galactic well inspectors. To own
That's
a
great. I say in the book, I say Moira are regarded as being like galactic rat catchers, so you're quite a low status organization
yeah,
compared with like the Inquisition. Well inspectors, yeah. I don't know whether I can put that in there. People might not really get the joke.
well, it's okay. I mean, that is a game we're trying to develop as a channel.
The
We've
well
got
inspectors game.
Yeah, we've got a
Hmm.
mini and we've got one of Annie's
Wow.
Bad Squidoo's wells ready. So
Gosh.
we're still writing the game. It's been a 3-year process. We're getting there. Tuane Lintu says, I love it when people take an idea they like and make it their own. And Gary says, from what I'm reading and seeing of the art, there's an Event Horizon kind of vibe as well, it seems. So
Yes.
that's
Love
really
Event
good.
Horizon.
Yeah. And
I never know whether it's like, is that an obscure reference, Event Horizon? I don't mention it as much as the others because I'm worried people will be like, what's that, Grandad? Event
no,
Horizon?
I think it was fairly. I mean, it's one of those films that's a classic, but it's iconic. It was completely horrifying and brand new to that genre.
Yeah,
So I think you get away with it, definitely, especially on this channel. So
nice.
you've got a friend of mine helping with your Kickstarter, Kieran Gillen, who,
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were friends with Kieran.
yeah, we actually went to Comic-Con and it's a long story, but when I was little and I was in my first band, Kieran was a zine writer and reviewed my band. And then um
What,
and
Mira?
then
How do you get around? How do
I'm
you know?
old. I'm an old lady. And then Phonogram, which was one of his comics, he put me dancing in it, and our band is in the liner notes for Phonogram. Then he did a comic book for one of our singles. Him and Jamie did one. And at the last Comic Con, me, Jamie, and Kieran walked around together looking at all the games, and it felt like we were in our like teens, 20s again. But Kieran Gillen is helping you with your game. And
Yeah, he's writing for us.
tell us a little bit about the Kickstarter and how all that's going. And honestly, I love you and Becky, but I do worry when you do Kickstarters because it seems very, very intense. Like there's this certain section of time where there's a lot to be prepared, then during
Yep.
it, there's a lot going on, and certain dates are really crucial. Could you tell us what it's like? Because loads of us will never be able to run a Kickstarter.
Well, anyone can run a Kickstarter,
That's
but
true, but we
it
probably won't.
it has got harder to successfully run a Kickstarter, I would say, and it is extremely intense, I can confirm. I work on this full time, so that helps because it used to be that we would do it around our day jobs. We both had day
Oof.
jobs and would just be like, get home, finish work, get home, immediately start, doing stuff on the Kickstarter. Um, yeah, but it's exciting and like rewarding. We've gone from a few years ago having an idea, drafting it up, putting numbers into spreadsheets, and now here we are with people giving us money to like produce books. We're producing
Yeah.
2 books. There's going to be a core rulebook which contains everything you need to play. It's going to have a bunch of scenarios in it, so you can if you pick that up, you can play the game and it will keep you going for a decent amount of time. Then there's the campaign book, which expands out the setting and has a ton more scenarios in, so that effectively you will never ever run out of Ex Tenebris stuff to do. And you can get it in. You have to go and look at the page to see this, an incredibly snazzy slipcase set with a map, an illustrated map of the galaxy that we're getting done. So like
That's
that's super exciting. And yeah, luckily we've got funded in like 10 hours. So this kind of stress angle of am I going to fund or not is kind of, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm going to see if I can share the Kickstarter page because it is beautiful. And we had a little glimpse at the video, and yeah. So basically, when you set out, the goal was 12,500 squids, and now
yes.
we can see it's 23,401 pounds. Whoever offered a pound, come on! No, I'm sure it was didn't work out like that. Um, but yeah, you get to. Like this is all the beautiful stuff. It's so pretty and I love the art. Who did the art for you?
So this is Juan Ochoa, who is kind of a pillar of the indie TTRPG design world.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, he's doing all of our art except the shiny slipcase cover because that's more of a graphic design thing, and the map, which we're getting done by someone called Jog Brogshin, who I apologize, Jog, if I got your name wrong there. Um, but yeah, Juan, I mean, all of these little icons, all of the little
Yeah.
illustrations, they're amazing, aren't they?
This is a really cool like emblem. Like you can see the tentacly kind of space sci-fi buffed down nature of the whole game in like one little graphic.
Yeah,
And
and these are the icons of the 6 houses that run the galaxy in this game. So
ah,
except for the one at the top, which if you keep going up, you'll see there's one with like 3 eyes on it, which is actually the symbol of Moira itself. Again, the three. Uh,
very nice.
yeah, there it is. There it is. That's
Oh,
that's your Moira banner. Shields with eyes on because it's like you're protecting the Republic,
you're
but
gonna
you're
need
keeping an eye out.
You're going to need badges of these. So just to show, like, this is the early bird. This is gorgeous. So nice. It's so lovely having really clever friends and just like oohing and ahhing at their produce. And then I got to do a testimonial, so I've been included. Um,
Yay.
I
Yes, and
feel
thank you for doing that.
well, I feel really lovely because I feel like it legitimizes me just coming and talking about games and playing loads of games. I think it's really lovely. So, and then there's a bit about the team, that's you. So Becky and you are this amazing team. Could you tell me a little bit about your relationship and how it works, the two of you working together?
Yeah, so we met at university at the role playing society, funnily enough, and so we've been gaming together for forever, basically. And just thinking, have we been gaming together for like half my life? Maybe so. I don't know. Um,
That's awesome.
we ran games together at university, which included some design stuff because there was like a regular gaming thing where you would like a team of people would run a game for the whole society for a year,
Hmm.
and you would invent everything, the setting and the system from scratch. So it was quite a big inspiration for
Wow.
us. And yeah, like somebody once said, we live in a live dev environment, which I think is a compliment. Um,
Yeah.
we come down to breakfast and go, hey, I've just had this idea for a game. Or, I was thinking about the mechanic in Ex Tenebris where blah, blah, blah. We constantly talking about game stuff. I think Becky gets a bit sick of it sometimes, wishes I would shut up. But she is as interested in games as me. It's just that she gets tired more easily.
Well, also, I think you do well because you are also husband, partner, shape in the house, and you did the most important thing a man can do. You steered Becky to a box, or did you buy a box of Horus Heresy paperbacks?
Oh my God, that's true. Yeah, like a sort of.
This is
Uh,
amazing. This is an amazing, like, bearing in mind the books I'm purchasing are 20 to 30 quid from eBay. Tell the story of this box, please.
okay, yeah. So it's just like a local friend who wanted to shift some books, who was like, he's someone who we do martial arts. We don't even really do martial arts with him. I just met him once at martial arts, and he sent this message around. Go, I've got these books. Do you want them? And I was like, what is this? Oh, it's like a massive pile of Horus Heresy books. Sure, I'll get them for Becky for her birthday. And it's like, one of those crisp box size boxes full of books, which he brings round. In fact, he brought it round in hilariously like a Disney princess bag or something, which I just thought was so such an excellent contrast.
Yeah,
And yeah, there's like apparently some of these books are worth like £1 zillion or something, but we got them for I don't know, 50p, 50 quid.
so
It was
cool.
like, money doesn't mean anything anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, and also Becky started reading Horus Heresy, is now well ahead of me, which is quite lovely to talk to Becky about Corax and stuff like this.
Yeah, she knows more about the 31k bit of history than I do, I think. It's despite my long lineage in 40k.
Well, I went into a Warhammer shop yesterday and realized I know nothing about everything current, because
Oh.
31K is kind of not really in fashion at the moment. But so you've actually achieved your game goal, but that's not going to stop you because there are stretch goals and things to still be explored. So how can we as a channel help, and how much would you like to get to, and what are all the lovely things that could happen, the more money that you get?
Yeah, so actually we don't have stretch goals. We have set this up. I've set this up because I wanted I wanted to have everything like on the project up front. So like Kieran Gillen, I didn't want people to be like, oh, I might get Kieran Gillen or I might not.
Yeah.
So we have got Kieran Gillen writing us. We have got Yoon Lee writing for us. We've got a whole bunch of amazing writers, and they were in right from the start. Um, but the reality is that the more people back this, the more copies I can print, and the more of the world will get to see this game.
Yeah.
Um, and like by getting in at the on the ground level, you get the snazzy slipcase set if you want it. You don't have to wait for everybody else to get it. You'll get to see the quick start early, which you can get free now. That's like a completely playable game that you can get for free. Um, so yeah, just come along. If you like the sound of it, come and back it. You can get it for as little as £10. You can get the core PDF, or £20 for both books in PDF. Or you can give as
Bargain. How can you afford that with the
that
world?
is cheap, right? I think that is cheap.
Are
You
you
can
up
buy
to? Sounds criminal. Sounds.
well, you've got is it? I tell you, it's a nightmare setting prices on these things. Anyway, £70 gets you both books, or £95 gets you the snazzy slipcase with the map and everything. So, like, obviously, we want you to do the slipcase. Come and.
Yeah. Jump on in with both feet. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'm so pleased you came on the channel to chat to me about it. I'm sorry about Zoom being prickly. I will look at StreamYard and other things. But is there anything I've missed? Because when I get people on here, I do try and go like find out about the muse and the background and everything. But is there
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
Ex Tenebris that I missed that we should be talking about?
Hey, I mean, there's so much that we could say.
Oh,
Like
all things. The
the
setting. The
the
setting.
setting.
So when we played, it was there was stuff we were on a planet, but stuff was going on around the galaxy, and there were different kind of parties involved, and there was lots of skullduggery. But what kind of settings could you expect to be wandering about in this game?
Yeah, so we've got all the kind of classic 40k-esque universe locations. You've got gigantic space stations, you've got hive cities, you've got vast agri-worlds and jungle planets and all the rest of it. You're
Mm.
going to be delving into ancient tombs filled with lost alien technology. You're going to be hunting down cults and preventing them from summoning demons, or maybe not preventing them and then having to fight the demons. You're
Oh,
going to be dealing with haunted like space ruins and gangs and invidious nobles who just want to conquer the galaxy and are quite willing to make a deal with the demon to do it. That's the world.
So pretty cool world, but I think it is really hard to summarize it because it can be of your own imagining and the
Mm.
structures and the rules and the stories that you've put in. There's like a real, like you don't feel restrained. You can kind of slip into any of the skins and enjoy playing. And also, it's apart from when you were saying, oh, I need to tweak this and tweak that, and I couldn't see through the rules, it actually feels quite intuitive to play. I guess I played role playing games before, but it's quite
Yeah.
nice to pick up and yeah, it
It's
feels
got a very straightforward system. Like it's been, thank you, Mira, for your help in ironing it down to a really simple core. And as you say, it the mechanics give you space to define the setting for yourself. So every scenario comes with like stuff which is defined and other stuff that you get to define. And there's a mechanic for you inventing lore on the fly, so you can actually create bits of the setting for yourself and make them part of the canon of your universe, which I think is really fun.
yeah. So I should also say at this point that you've recently done a live gameplay which can be found on the Black Armada channel.
Yes, it's Black Armada Tales. It's our audio podcast. Um, and yeah, we're in the middle of a campaign of that, so it's really good. Come and listen to it. We play loads of other games as well. So if you like listening to actual play, get on that. There's also another one coming out soon, Unconventional GMs. Gaz and Guy do amazing like 2 hour one shots of
Fab.
all sorts of great games, and we played Ex Tenebris with them. So if you want like a really rapid introduction, just 2 hours, that's coming out like imminently, I believe. So watch out for that.
Well, I will make sure that I snag when that comes out. If you ping me, then I can put the link to that under our chat here as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, did appreciate that, I'm sure.
Josh, I really miss you and Becky and your family. I'm obsessed with you all in a really scary stalkerish way. I think you should know. Um,
Okay,
so,
that's good. This is an interesting way to find that out on a live stream, but thank you.
yeah, and it's really lovely to be in your company. I'll have to think of more excuses to invite you back for commentary or something.
That would
But
be great. And don't forget to come up for Warhammer World because we're all going there, right?
yes,
Like,
actually, I think hopefully Halloween half term, October, whenever that comes, if
yeah,
you're
I
not
don't know.
away.
I don't know when
Uh,
that is.
The other thing is, I was thinking about maybe having a Christmas dinner at Bugman's. So it's
Oh,
around
wow.
Christmas time. I bet they do like all kinds of like warpy Christmas
Could do
bits.
like a Christmas eclair, do you think?
Yeah, squigs in blankets, stuff like this.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
But yeah, you and I and Becky,
Cornbread, maybe?
yeah. Uh-oh. This is now
This could,
we could
yeah,
let
I know.
um but
I shouldn't have said it.
no. But I this is like a bit you don't have to join in with this bit, but I was going to say goodbye and then I normally read us out on a couple of poems. Do you have any poetry or poems maybe to hand or in your head that you would like to share?
Oh, wow. Just give me a second because I definitely have a favorite
Okay,
poem that I would like to do if I could just
so
remember
I
where
will
to
read
find it.
out, I think I've got two that we're going to read tonight. So I'll read out my first one and check in with you if you found it. And if not, I'll read out my second one, which will give you a bit more time. So,
I found it.
okay. Well, lovely. Well, let me ask you to do your poem and then I can release you back to the fam. And you have to give big hugs to everyone from me.
I
So,
will, I will.
yeah,
All right.
Josh, give us a poem.
This may be a bit like off your usual, I don't know. This is called The Spangled Pandemonium. The Spangled Pandemonium is missing from the zoo. He bent the bars the barest bit and slithered glibly through. He crawled across the moated wall. He climbed the mango tree. And when the keeper scrambled up, he nipped him in the knee. To all of you, a warning not to wander after dark, or if you must, make very sure you stay out of the park, for the Spangled Pandemonium is missing from the zoo. And since he nipped his keeper, he would just as soon nip you.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I got tingles. Who authored that poem?
That is, hang on, I just had it in front of me. So Palmer Brown, apparently. I don't know who that is.
That is lovely. Tony, who loves it, said extra poems. He's very happy we've done an extra poem. Well, thank you so, so much, Josh, for being part of the live tonight. And
Thank you. Thank you for
yeah,
inviting me.
I will see you on our Slack channel very, very soon, I hope.
Yeah, look
Okay,
forward to it.
take care, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, so lovely, lovely to have Josh with us. I'm going to do the thing where we have our last poems of the night now. Thank you, everybody, for being so lovely and kind to the amazing Josh. I have to say, Josh and Becky are incredibly good humans and have been there for me. As you have seen, I've been through really low lows and have been amazing and kind, calm, cuddling, matter of fact, common sense, cool, yeah, convivial, fantastic humans. So, David Gibbs said 26th of October. Wonder what's happening then. So we're back to our book, The Orange and Other Poems by Wendy Cope. And we're getting through this quite a lot, you know. Okay. I think we're on Seeing You. Seeing you will make me sad. I want to do it anyway. We can't relive the times we had. Seeing you will make me sad. Perhaps it's wrong, perhaps it's mad, but we will both be dead one day. Seeing you will make me sad. I have to do it anyway. Oof. Well, anyone who has broken up with anybody, that will be quite resonant, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'll put that up on my Instagram. And then we are going through essential poems from the Staying Alive trilogy from Neil Astley. I wonder if Neil is a relation to Rick. Mm. I feel like we read this one, To Be Great, Be Whole. So we'll read Living. I'm sorry if we're having poem repeats. I seem to forget poems sometimes. Living. The fire in leaf and grass, so green it seems, each summer the last summer. The wind blowing, the leaves shivering in the sun, each day the last day. A red salamander, so cold and so easy to catch, dreamily moves his delicate feet and long tail. I hold my hand open for him to go. Each minute the last minute. Oh, hi Josh. Hello everyone. Josh is in the channel. Yeah, a good opportunity to follow the Black Armada channel. Hello, Raf. Lovely to see you. How was Downton Abbey, Raf? Heard it's a great movie. I think we might have read that last time because I remember the salamander. So let's do this one. Table by Edip Cansever, translated from Turkish by Julia Claire Tillinghast and Richard Tillinghast. Okay. Table. A man filled with the gladness of living put his keys on the table, put flowers in a copper bowl there. He put his eggs and milk on the table. He put there the light that came in through the window. Sound of a bicycle, sound of a spinning wheel, the softness of bread and weather he put there. On the table, the man put the things that he wanted to do in life. He put that there. Those he loved, those he didn't love, the man put them on the table too. 3 times 3 make 9. The man put 9 on the table. He was next to the window, next to the sky. He reached out and placed on the table endlessness. So many days he wanted to drink a beer. He put on that table the pouring of that beer. He placed there his sleep and his wakefulness. His hunger and his fullness he put there. Now that's what I call a table. It didn't complain at all about the load. It wobbled once or twice, then stood firm. The man kept piling things on. Ah, Well, let us all pile onto our tables. And what a great poem we had from Josh. Great, great, great poem. I wasn't expecting that to come so quickly, and I'm so, so glad it did. I shall catch up with our chat before we say goodnight. Uncle Tentacles in Space. I like that. Um, I remember a Victoria Wood episode, says Happy Haribo, where Celia Imrie pronounces Moira. Very nice. Celia Imrie has got a son who's an actor who I think is amazing. He was in Fleabag. Really great, really good comedy actor. Um, Tony says, well done on funding. I will pass that along to Josh. Uh, Tony says, the world gold standard replaced by the Horus Heresy book standard. I can see that happening. Gary agrees. Hello, Gary O'Neill. Don't worry. I still don't know what the 26th of November is. Jen says, don't want the puns to be too corny. Tony, extra poems. Thank you, Josh. Tuane Linty, that was really cool. It was. And yeah, Tony does a unicorn. So thank you all so, so much for joining and watching. Appreciate you all. Please, 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 if you are a YouTube Mirror Manga member, please consider resubscribing. If you're not yet a Mirror Manga YouTube member, please consider becoming a member. It all helps the channel go. Keeps me in my corn dogs. Okay, well, have a lovely, lovely week, everybody. I hope you have a good